Great. I'm Kristen Allen Jones. I lived on DePaul Street and I never had solar. I tried a few times to get it on my house and it was very confusing and I never could quite figure it out. So I've been working in solar for a few years and I'm thrilled to be helping Resilient Palisades with this program. And I've been on Resilient Palisades as a member for several years in the parade. Y'all might have seen me there. So who are we? We are, as she said, a nonprofit organization, and we have formed this subgroup called Up Palisades to educate homeowners about the benefits of going solar. We have interviewed a large group of solar installers and selected 4 of them, and so that they will provide solar to everyone who's interested. We've negotiated lower prices, and I can say significantly lower prices through this program. And we're here to support you throughout the whole purchasing decision. So here's just a very simplified picture of what is a solar system. There are solar panels on the roof. There is a battery on the wall, generally outside the garage, as close as reasonable to your electric panel. There can be an electric charger for your car. And it does attach to the grid so that you can still buy electricity from LADWP and you can sell electricity back to LADWP, or you could store it all in your battery and use it yourself. People talk about going off grid. That's not what we're talking about here. It's good to have the ability to sell it back when you have too much or buy more if you need it. So why go solar now? The main reason anyone ever goes solar truly is to save money. We definitely want to all help stop global warming, which also happens. Rising costs from the fires and infrastructure that's aging have contributed to those rising costs. For many people that are rebuilding their home right now, this is a great time to design your home with solar in mind. We'll talk a little bit about that, how to do that, and your solar installers can help give you tips while you're in the planning process. Having Up Palisades here for you, we've negotiated lower prices so you can save a little extra with us and buffer against future price increases. Solar panels are warranted for 25 years, so you're saving that money for a long time going forward. Also, power outages, if you choose to get a battery, which we recommend, your battery can help protect you against power outages. They can also further help you to save money with arbitraging your rates. This is a little slide showing you what makes a house solar ready. If you are in the design phase and you're working with your architect or home developer, talk about things like orienting your roof to a south or west face, if possible, with a reasonable angle to it so that the panels are getting maximum amount of sunlight. You want to have more flat surfaces, if possible, that are optimum for solar, not a lot of small roofs. My former home had a roof deck on it, and we didn't need such a big roof deck. It could have been done differently, let's just say. And if it was someone in the planning phase, you could think about the use of your roof and whether you want the panels on the front of the house, the back of the house, the side of the house, etc. All that can be done early on in the design phase to maximize your solar productivity. Just some overall benefits of solar and battery. Obviously, reducing emissions, saving money, as we've said. Those of you with electric cars now and in the future, you can charge right up at home so you don't have to go to the gas station. For batteries, you have that resilience against power outages and home energy independence, all very important features. So battery rate arbitrage, if you're not aware, the way that LADWP charges us is they have a tiered system. The way LADWP works is if you sell more than you use, they give you credits. And so you can build up credits over time that you have in an LADWP account. The thing is, if you don't use those credits and you sell your house, you lose them. And the only way to use them is to actually use more energy, like maybe get an electric car or when the summer's really hot, etc. So that's solar surplus buyback. In the future, and we're already seeing a little bit of pilot programs doing this, where AI is going to be needing a lot of electricity, as we know, with their data centers. And so some companies are actually putting computer nodes in houses to use their excess electricity if they have batteries, so that you could sell it to them or others in the future. So it could be a way to actually have a stream of income if your roof is big enough that you're making more than you need. And again, you can add panels later, but keeping in mind that that is a valuable asset, that roof space, you could use it for solar income. So we talked to lots of installers. We put an RFP out and we reached over 30. We had 12 fabulous installers apply, and it was a very rigorous analysis and criteria that we looked at. We didn't want to just go for the cheapest, although we did give pricing a large chunk of the points. We looked at the scope of services that they offer. We gave them a sample project and looked at how they designed it. We looked at the qualifications on their team, the profile of the firm itself, how viable they are in the long run, that we could tell if they have a local office or not, what sort of employment practices they have, and what quality of equipment they used. So those were all assessed, and there was a multi-person technical team that evaluated and scored and tallied them all up, along with checking all of the Yelp reviews and calling their references. So it was a very rigorous process that we went through. And out of that process came these 4 installers: Simply Solar, California Solar Electric, McCormick Roofing and Solar, and Tree Public. So it doesn't mean these are the only ones you can use. Of course, you're free to use whoever you want, but these are the 4 that are participating in our program now. So I'm going to take a moment and let each one of these installers introduce themselves. They've allotted 30 seconds. So I'll start just in alphabetical order. How about California Solar Electric? Do you want to unmute and say hello?
Yeah, hello. I'm Stephen Dobby of California Solar Electric. We're very happy to be part of the Up Palisades program. We have been in business a long time. We started in 1986 in Ojai, California. Now we've got a Ventura office. We've been part of many programs such as this over the years. You know, we've helped like 3,500 homeowners go solar and have put energy storage at their homes. We've been part of programs such as Solar Santa Monica, Solarize Santa Barbara, the Hope Ranch Group Purchasing Program, and Solarize Ojai and Solarize Ventura. So we're very happy to be able to offer our services to the Power Up Palisades community. We see our business as having 6 strengths: longevity and accountability, having been in business for so long. We have integrated technical capability. We design the systems tailored to rebuilds. We've got a lot of experience after the Thomas Fire and the Woolsey Fire. We've got a lot of experience in tailoring the designs to rebuilds. We have transparent and comparison-ready proposals, and customer service built around a single point of contact, which would be myself. And we're very committed to providing our services to the Palisades community. So thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Stephen. Okay, next, McCormick Roofing and Solar.
Thank you, Kristen. Can you guys see me right now?
Yes, we
Okay,
can.
perfect. Yes, we're thrilled to be part of the program as well. We have actually been active in the Palisades for a few years now, just before the fires, and now starting on a few rebuild projects as well. We're doing roofing, integrated solar roofing up there, as well as solar. So if anybody's interested, we have a couple Tesla solar roof projects that are actually going in right now, and I'd be happy to share some addresses if people wanted to take a look at those. Much like Stephen just described about his company, we have a similar background, been in business since the mid 90s and have installed thousands of roof and solar projects throughout Southern California. If I were to sort of try to define us for the audience here as kind of what makes McCormick unique, I think it's our capability to handle both roofing and solar together, whether that's part of, let's say, traditional roofing and solar package or integrated. We have a couple different integrated offerings. We have something called Evo 1, which is a standing seam steel roof that has a thin film integrated solar cell. And then we also have Tesla solar roof. So, if you're interested in looking at a variety of roof and solar options, I think we have a great portfolio to share with the group here. And like I said, we've already started to lay some groundwork in the Palisades, and we're excited to do a lot more.
Great. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
Simply Solar.
All right, good afternoon. Yeah, my name is William with Simply Solar. Personally, I've been in the solar industry for the last 14 years, but I have been employed with Simply Solar for the last 11 consecutive years. At Simply Solar, we have a pretty simple design philosophy. If we wouldn't put it on our house, we don't offer it to our clients. So we have a really simple offering. We don't believe in kind of Frankensteining solar systems by using different manufacturers to mismatch components. And frankly, we don't try to be the lowest bidder. Our singular focus at Simply Solar is that our clients are still happy and satisfied 15 years later after doing business. When it comes to kind of the sales side, we take a consultation approach with education first. So if you guys have any questions, want to clarify any of your research, we're here to make a kind of complex project simple and make sure that your long-term satisfaction is met. So that's a bit of introduction. We're excited to be part of this organization, excited to help the community.
Great. Thank you, William. And Tree Public.
Hi, Kristen. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Tree Public has been around for about 16 years. My name is Omar. I'm the founder. And we've been installing solar in the Palisades for over 12 years. One of the things that makes us different is we were supporting the Palisades community for years before the fires took place. And one of the things we take great pride in is the fact that many of the homes we worked on had resilience during the natural disasters. The reason I highlight that is solar companies serve a great societal role, which is to act as a quasi-utility. And it's with great responsibility and seriousness that we take this role. Being an energy partner long-term for our clients, we've built over 4,500 systems throughout California, and we're in multiple states. We've also built systems for the government, for the military, for commercial and institutional solar. So we're diversified in a way that allows us to stand the test of time. Where you might have heard that companies come and go, we have a diversified business model that allows us to ride through some of the things that make the industry a little bit volatile. So it's with that spirit that we approach this this initiative. We were a big part of the Resilient Palisades initiative. I think we're the leading installer when that launched in 2021. So as far as the rebuild is concerned, many of our colleagues reside in and around the area, and many of our colleagues evacuated. And so we have firsthand experience with what happened, and look forward to working with you guys and the general contractors, the architects that you choose to bring these projects to life in a seamless way, coordinating with roofers on the placement of footings, coordinating with the electricians on the placement of conduit before the interior walls are completed, and future-proofing the wiring for critical circuits for the battery system, so there are no regrets after the whole project is done. These are skills, these are tips that we share far and wide, and we have templates that we'd be happy to share with everybody, things we've learned over the last 15 years. So excited to help in any way we can. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Omar. And congratulations to all of you. Y'all did a great job. So a lot of work went into that.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the process for homeowners. Basically, when you're interested, when you're ready, you can, and it's up to you to decide when. We're not making any rules about what stage of rebuild you need to be. You would go to this resilientpalisades.org #PUP, and you'll sign up there. That will notify all 4 of the installers, and they will get your information. Each of those installers will then develop a proposal for you. They will talk to you about it, ask you questions, look closely at your plans, understand your requirements, the load you're going to be carrying, and they will put together a proposal for you and give it to you. We'll also get that as well. We'll be part with you alongside on that. And so the beautiful thing is that all of the proposals will be on the same format. So it'll be very easy to compare them. And so this is when you have all your proposals, you're looking at them. If you have questions going back and forth, and we're here, as we've said, to guide you. And then you make your choice and sign your contract. This stage of this program, contracts must be signed by Halloween. No one can enroll after, I think, October 15th. So it's a short little stage. Think of it as like a hot sale going on. And if it works out for you to get it on sale, that's awesome. And if not, there'll be another sale in the spring, but we'll talk about that later. So once you've signed your contract, then it goes back to the installer. They're in charge of the installation. They'll manage the whole process, and they'll also do the commissioning and do all of the intervening with LADWP so that you get everything you need to get going. So what do you need to have ready when you go online to fill out the intake form? For new construction, we'd like to see the architect's roof plans. We'd like to have your last electric bill, which you can get online at LADWP. Many people are building a similar home or 10% bigger. So that bill will give a guide as to what sort of electricity usage your family uses. If people are doing a completely different kind of house, or if it's a completely different group of people living inside and different usage, it's less relevant, of course. But again, that's when you really look to your electricity usage, what sort of appliances you're going to be using, and we can literally do a load calculation based on that. For houses that are still standing, roof age is very important. If you need a new roof, this is definitely the time to do it. Solar panels last longer than many roofs will. So to avoid replacing multiple times, it's good to get a new roof under there. Again, looking at the load calculation, your most recent bill, and then a photo of your meter and your electric panel on the side of the house generally. So this is the cover sheet. All 4 of the installers will be giving you bids, and they'll be filling out this form. It's very simplified, really breaking it down in a beautiful way. So listing out the price of the panels, battery, other adders, things like that. And so not all 4 will necessarily offer you the same thing, but at least it will be broken down in a way that'll be easy to compare one to the other. So as I forget which one mentioned it, there are several of our installers that do offer integrated solar roof tiles. This is a different system than a solar panel. It looks like a regular shingle. This is just a picture of one of the types. There are multiple brands that offer this. And it is a premium product. I'll definitely say, generally speaking, premium product, but it's a roof and solar all in one. Often can be very high ranking on fire resistance and wind and hail, which we don't have too much of, but they can be excellent. And if it's something you're interested in, be sure and let your installers know, and they can help you make that decision. So financing. For many people, you'll pay for this out of your mortgage, and a mortgage rate is generally a really good interest rate. And so, whether you have proceeds from your insurance or however, if you're just paying cash, that's one way to do it. You might all recall the big, beautiful bill last year. It canceled the tax credits for homeowners. So before that, homeowners were able to claim a 30% tax credit when they put solar on their home. So we can't do that anymore, but companies can still do that. And so there are some financial products that will allow you to benefit a little bit from that. Taking a solar loan it's very much like you have a car. You can have a loan or a lease, and they feel the same because you're making monthly payments. But a loan means you would still own it, and a lease means somebody else owns it, and that's a corporation that will own it or an investor, and they will be able to take the tax credit. And then a prepaid lease is sort of a hybrid. I'll explain it here. So this is just an example for loans and leases, just to show you there are multiple sources to get a solar loan or a solar lease. different rates, different companies, your own bank might give it. Worth shopping around if this is the route you're going to go, whether it's a loan or a lease. There will be multiple choices, and your installers all know about them. So that's definitely something to consider. Okay, so what's a solar lease? Yeah, so a solar lease, like I said, is a corporation or an investor will own the solar panels for the full life, the full 25 years. And you'll pay a lease payment just like you pay when you lease a car. Because that investor can take the tax credit, they're going to be giving you a better monthly rate than you might get with a loan, for example. But you won't own the panels. If the panels need cleaning or if they break, any problems with the panels, then the investor owns them and they will have to fix them or take care of it. One of the challenges can be when you sell the house, you have to transfer that lease to the new owner. I've done it in the past. It was easy, but it can sometimes be complicated. So that's one reason to think long and hard before you take a solar lease, because they do last a long time. The real benefit is that they're well priced. You can usually get a solar lease for less than what your electric bill is today, and then you're just freezing it for the full 25 years out. So it's a very nice, consistent amount of money that you can put in your budget and know that's what you're going to pay for electricity. A prepaid lease is a new financial product that's come out this year because of this difference in investment tax credit. And in this situation, the investor will own the system only for 6 years. And they will take the ITC, the tax credit, and they'll take the depreciation on the panels. And that will take their 6 years. And then at the end of year 6, or between 5 and 6, they will transfer the ownership to the homeowner. So you don't own it for the first 6 years, and then you own it from there on out. The beauty of this system is that you get a 30 to around 30% discount right off the top. So you're only going to pay about 70% of the total price. And that investor will chip in that 30%. The price varies a little bit depending on, or the discount varies depending on if you're using American made panels or not. And there are a couple of companies that offer this. And we did check, and your installers offer these programs. And so definitely worth discussing. This is a concept of payback period. It just sort of gives you a real feeling of how good solar really is and makes you wonder why everybody doesn't do it. Here's a real life example of a client that had a solar system, and they paid $35,564 for their system. When you look at their bill and how much energy they used, what the cost of that was with the tier 1, the tier 2, the fixed access charge that LADWP charges everybody, plus the tax on top of it, that worked out to be $6,200, $6,247 a year they were paying. And so you divide that in and you come up with, at that price, 5.69. So saying after 5 years, they've paid off. If you look at it that way, they've paid down that solar system. That means the solar panels will last 25 years. They got 19 years of free electricity. So it's actually even more because the cost would have gone up for their electric bill. But it gives you a feeling for the overwhelmingly strong argument to get solar. So it's good y'all are all here considering it. So we look at solar as part of a bigger picture, whole home electrification. You've probably heard a lot about it already. It's all the rage in Europe and moving across America now, and many states are really requiring it. And so we want you to think long and hard about it as you redo your homes. You can have fossil-free living. It means you're not going to have natural gas, propane, oil. You're going to have clean, efficient electric alternatives. You're going to upgrade things like your heating, your HVAC, your water heating, your cooktop, clothes dryer, pool heater, things like that. You'll have a synergy because hopefully your roof is big enough and you can get enough panels to cover it all. And then you're basically making all your own electricity for all of your appliances. You'll have a healthier home because we didn't know it, but these gas stoves are not good for us. We should all put the fan on when we cook. I've started doing that now. But yeah, it's toxic to have that burning inside your home. So this is a way to go. And it's something that, as Resilient Palisades is promoting this, we're tying it in together. So these are some of the actual appliances. There's a heat pump, which is for both heating and cooling, and it uses thermal energy rather than burning fuel. It's all in one, and so it replaces your furnace and your HVAC, has lower operating costs, and you don't have the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning, among other things. So that's great. An induction cooktop are much quicker. You boil water like in no time. You get 80 to 85 to 90% of energy directly to the cookware with no emissions coming out. So much healthier in the long run as well. And so Resilient Palisades does have a whole committee about this, whole home electrification. If you go on our website, you can read more about it. We're partnering with different appliance vendors, so you can get discounts there as well. So when you're decorating and deciding your appliances, be sure and consider these and reach out to us to get the best prices possible. This is our final slide, just saying together we can build a stronger, more resilient Pacific Palisades powered by clean energy.